Geometry, Unit 2, Lesson 3. I can use angle pair relationships in parallel lines cut by a transversal to solve for an unknown. So this time we're going to do the exact same relationships as our previous lesson, but we're going to deal with some algebra. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the preview, and we need to make sure we feel comfortable solving these kind of equations. So in this situation, you need to make sure you find your like terms and combine them first. And remember, for those people who like to draw a little wall, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. But before we start doing inverse operations to both sides to try and isolate the x, you just want to combine what we just colored. So don't, for example, do plus 7 plus 7. That's not what you're going to do. You're just going to actually combine a positive 1 and a negative 7. If we put those together, you get negative 6. Now, let's put 2x's and 5x's together. That's 7x's. Don't put plus 7 plus 7. If you prefer, you could put plus 7 here. But then where does the other plus 7 go? Over here, if you like to do it that way, to undo this minus 7. And then if you want to undo this plus 1, you minus 1 here, and you minus 1 here. Okay, so I think it's easy just to highlight and combine the like terms, and you're good to go. Now I'm going to undo the minus 6 with a plus 6. What I do to one side, I do to the other. And then I'm going to undo the multiplication with division. And that's going to give me 8. With time, I can go substitute into here and make sure the left equals the right. Makes it true, it's a solution. Let's try the second model. You still need to isolate y, but you have variables on both sides. I prefer to try and get the variables together and without negatives, which means I need to either undo the positive. This is a positive 5y, it's not negative. This minus sign goes with 12. Or this positive 2y. So I'm going to undo the smaller one. I'm going to take away 2 y's from the right side and the left side. It leaves just 36. And here, 5y's minus 2y's is 3y's. Look how I line everything up. Minus 2. And I like to leave this whole, because it told me there was something there. And now I'm going to add 12 to both sides. It undoes the minus 12. And this gives you 48. Oop, what am I doing? Divide both sides by 3. And we end up with, I believe, 16. There we go. Now we're done. Again, substitute into both sides to check and see if it makes it true to be a solution. We're going to take these two skills right here, and we're going to apply them now. I'm going to zoom in on this one. First, let's name the angle pair relationship. So, I see this angle and this angle. And you see there's one interior and there's one exterior. Here's the in. And you can see there's the out. If you made your little window box, both are in the upper right, so it's corresponding. And corresponding angles, when lines are parallel, are congruent. So that's the relationship. So what's the equation that would go with that? Well, the measure of angle 1 is equal to 140 degrees. No problem. Done. That was yesterday. Let's do the same thing, but let's make it a little more challenging with algebra. First thing to do, you see that the lines are parallel. Look at the angles that are in play that we're working with. Okay, really want to emphasize this only works if the lines are parallel. So I have corresponding angles again. They're congruent when the lines are parallel. They're not congruent when they're not. And the equation is going to be the same thing. They're congruent. So I'm going to say 2x plus 20 is equal to 140. That's the key. What's the relationship? Corresponding angles. What's the equation? They're going to be equal, okay, because they're congruent when the lines are parallel. So now take the skill we just looked at before. Take 20 from both sides. Divide both sides by 2. And there you have it. X is 60. And you found what you were trying to find. There it is. What's the relationship? Give me the name of it, and then give me an equation that goes with it when these lines are parallel. Good luck.